This is In the Dirt with ASOTU.
All right, Kevin Frye, it's been a while since we've sat and spoken. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm a little disappointed we're not oceanside, considering last time we were poolside, it would only make great sense.
It would, but you know, the sun and I don't do very well. I'm going to ask you to sit closer to your microphone to make sure that people can hear the fullness of Kevin Frye.
Does this sound okay?
That sounds fantastic. It's fantastic. I know you're running, and thanks for giving us 5 minutes of your time. A lot of conversation going on around data, a lot of things happening. You're always in the mix of the conversation. As long as I've known you, you've always kind of been front and center, very open with telling people what you're trying, what you're doing, what's working, what's not working. What's working the best right now?
You know, the biggest thing I have to share with dealers right now, we do an annual user experience study where we bring people into our studio, ask them a series of relevant questions. And we had a lot of questions about electric vehicles, buying 100% online, things to that nature. We had a theme that recurred over and over again with every answer, and that was that they still want to be involved with the dealer. They want to see the salesperson. Part of what I'm getting ready to share today is even with the 100% online we're doing today, it's a 2-to-1 ratio of dealership deliveries versus home deliveries. Dealers have a significant role in the future of automotive retail, and don't let anybody tell you different.
That sounds so opposite
Of what everybody is saying,
else.
right? It's the cultural narrative that people are trying to say is like that's not the reality. And what we're learning, especially when we start talking to specifically millennials and Gen Z, but also, like I always say, that the prevailing culture of the changing narrative actually expands into the rest of culture. So as you see millennials and Gen Z say we want to be in dealerships, you're actually going to see that expand to the rest of culture. So what, like, when they say that, what's the backup reason for that? Because I think that that's important for dealers to understand is like, yes, that's what they want. Great. Now, why do they want that? Because that's what we can lean into in whether it be marketing or whether what we set up as sales process or we set up as digital processes. What's the why behind that you were seeing in that research?
The simplest answer is they have more questions than ever. And I'm going to give you the primary example. So EVs are going to be part of our future, regardless of how you feel about them.
Yeah.
That is guaranteed. And when we asked a whole series of questions about EVs, so would you buy one? What do you know about them? Do you have concerns? And hands down, they have a ton of questions. In fact, one of the key questions we had was, would you buy an EV 100% online? I don't think we had a single person say yes. And I'm glad you bring this up because what we're being spoon-fed right now is that everybody wants to buy EVs 100% online. Just look at Tesla.
Yeah.
And so the OEM's like, well, we have to follow that model.
Let's be like Tesla.
And I'm telling you, we're seeing the opposite, and it just makes common sense. They have so many concerns and questions about EVs. That is where we fit in perfectly as our role.
That customer service or a chat isn't going to help solve. Talk a little bit about the reach of the Jeff Wyler Auto Group. And like kind of how you source the people to come in and answer these questions. I want to qualify that for a second.
That's a great question. So first off, no, we didn't spend like $4 million on this UX study. We literally put a post on social media looking for people. They don't necessarily know it's Jeff Wyler, and to come in and do a UX study. We're going to give them like a $25 Amazon gift card. We sort through those. We try to mix up a variety of different age groups, backgrounds. And then what we do is we literally put them in a studio. We put together a list of relevant questions about the market right now, and we ask, and we just record their answers. And that's what I've been sharing with dealers out there. Hey, listen for yourself. But most important, what we're doing is I'm then showing them, based upon what the consumers have told us, let me show you how we're making that actionable with our marketing.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're actually getting the wheels to the ground.
Now, I've been wanting to ask this question for a while because, especially with you, and I see you at the digital dealers and the NADAs and the PASH events and speaking a lot, and we see that there are a few. We love like Liza Borges, and there's a few of these of people like yourselves that are constantly in the mix of the conversation across dealerships. What with the Wyler Group and personally for yourself, what does that mean for you all as a group to be able to give that back to the industry? Why is that a thing that is constantly pushed into the industry? This is what Wyler is looking at?
There's a give and take there, and we have a strong culture of innovation. In fact, that's the #1 question I get. How do you guys consistently innovate and stay ahead? And there's a couple of ways. A simple answer I would give you is that you need to envision, where do I believe the market will be in 10 years? Okay, what do I need to do in 5 years to be able to achieve that point? What do I need to do in 3 years to be at the 5-year? What do I need to do in 1 year? And you break it down in segments. The nuggets that we often get are at shows like this. And to me, I like to golf. You find if you golf with people better than you, it pushes your game, right? I love to come to these shows and be humbled by the talent that I meet here. And believe, every time I come here, I keep thinking, gee, man, I wish I would have thought of that. Or what do I need to do to catch up? And that is just more fuel to push us to get better.
Yeah. Well, I know you have, you're going to pick up your wife so she can be in one of those presentations where you give back so much. Kevin, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today.
I enjoyed it. Thank you both so very much.
Thanks for watching this episode of In the Dirt with ASOTU. If you're new to our channel, make sure and mash that like and subscribe button. Also, check out some of these links for our other great podcasts and content.